Isaiah's message, God's people waited for God to keep his promise. They planted gardens and built houses, and they started families. But most of all, they counted the years. They remembered God's promise to bring them back home. Even though they felt alone, they knew that God was with them. Even when it was hard, even when they didn't listen, even when they were miles and miles from home, God did not forget his people. So, he sent another prophet to remind them that he wouldn't stay far away forever. His name was Daniel. Daniel was one of the smartest prophets who ever lived, and he was also one of the hardest workers. He had a special skill like Joseph had back in Egypt. Daniel knew how to interpret dreams. This was a winning combination, so it shouldn't surprise you that the king, named Darius, gave Daniel a great job and an important title. Daniel might have been far from home, but the king had given him a lot of power. Some quickly got jealous of Daniel. Pretty quickly. They wanted his great job and his important title. So they started plotting to take down Daniel. This was their plan. Everyone knew that Daniel loved God so much. That he prayed to him every day. So they decided to get King Darius to not only make a new law, but so that everyone could only pray to the king. Now, of course, you know this is a bad idea because people should only pray to our God. Daniel knew that too, but the king didn't. And according to this new law, if people didn't pray to the king, they'd be thrown into a lion's den and become a lion snack. Oh no. So, when this group of bad guys came to the king, he heard their idea and he loved it because it made him feel and seem so important. He had no clue they were trying to hurt Daniel. He signed the paper, and just like that, Daniel's life was in danger. Daniel heard about the new law, but he always prayed to God, and he prayed to God anyways, just like he always had. The bad guys were listening, and they knew Daniel had broken the law. They dragged Daniel before the king, pointed to the law book, and demanded that Daniel go to the lions. The king realized what had just happened, and he regretted making this law he had made, but he was stuck. So the soldiers threw Daniel to the lions. The next morning, the king ran straight to the lion's den and yelled, "Daniel, are you there?" Daniel answered, "I thought I was alone down here, but along with these lions, God was with me. Even when it was dark, even when I felt alone, and even when I was afraid, God was here and he protected me." So, every day Daniel still prayed that God would bring him back to him someday.